Happy weekend, everybody! Welcome, welcome, welcome from me and Little Rizzo. Little Rizzo's here. Oh, come on. Oh, we're shivering because it's 70. You know, it's terrifyingly cold here. So guys, thank you so much for joining me and a very apprehensive Little Rizzo for our workout today. So, what are we doing? We're doing a little two-part series that kind of works together. Just another look at how we can take a look at our bodies, how we can divide up our workouts, and just kind of create something new. If you've been working out for a long time, sometimes it's just like, what can I do to make this seem different or new, right? So today we are doing a boot camp. So what do I mean by boot camp? Usually that's going to be, no gimmicks, no frills. We are just lifting weights and doing hard work, right? That's kind of what I think about when I think about a boot camp. Super focused work, lifting weights, no gimmicks, just do it. Just get to work. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We are going to need a full weight selection, a light, a medium, a heavy, and we're doing upper and lower body. So think light, medium, heavy for upper and for lower. So that's why I say just full weight selection. Whatever you got, be open to the possibility that you're going to use it today. Also, you're going to need a sturdy chair, and you guys should know by now what I mean by sturdy chair. I mean one that can support your weight, that isn't going to tip over, fall, or possibly buckle. So no camping chairs, no kids chairs. Get you a nice sturdy, like a kitchen chair, something like that. And then also just your yoga mat, your floor support, even though, we will be in the floor for one thing. So you will need it today. I think I just always put that on there, assuming we're definitely going to need it. So today we are doing a front body boot camp. So if you were to take your body and draw a line this direction, everything on the front half. So think your quads, think your chest, think what's called your anterior shoulder, which is shoulder through here. We're also going to do some lateral shoulder, which is running across the top of your shoulder. Think biceps, and then a little bit of core. So we're going to be working all of those muscles today. We're going to do one set focused specifically on quads, which you guys know we have done a whole quad circuit recently. Woo! Or a quad short circuit, I should say. And we're going to revisit a lot of those exercises. So if you were sore from the quad short circuit, probably going to be sore from this. I know I was over the limit sore. And then we're going to do a chest set, and then we're going to do another set that kind of combines. Actually, we're going to combine a little bit of core into our chest set, and then we're going to do a bicep, some shoulder, the anterior and the lateral shoulder. So we're going to get a little bit of everything today. We've got 3 sets of exercises, and there'll be 3 exercises within those sets. So we'll have 9 total exercises today. So we're doing reps, not time. No timers needed. We're just going to count it out today. And of course, if you're moving at my pace, I do all the counting for you. You just have to forgive me. Sometimes I get a little sidetracked and I might miss or add, but for the most part, I'm pretty on point. Years of group fitness makes my internal ticker always clicking. Like I know how many times I just snapped. I counted it in my head. So guys, add music if needed, modify if needed. I always try to give you modifications, but sometimes I definitely just get lost in the moment. So if there's something you don't know how to modify, please, please, please leave me a comment and I'll be happy to get back to you on how to modify that. And last, while we're talking about social media and leaving comments, anytime you can do that for me, it is a huge help. Comments and likes and subscribes and shares and follows and all of those ways that you can interact on social media, things I'm sure I don't even know about. Please, please, please do it. It really does make a difference. It may seem inconsequential to you to take 10 seconds to like a page or to share it to your page or something like that, but it really does make a big difference in the grand scheme of things. And lastly, if you can, please consider making a difference to me by donating Venmo at Strong Style Fit. Donations are the only payment I receive for these classes, so it is greatly appreciated when you can give. It definitely helps me continue to stay focused and motivated and coming up with new ideas and being able to get great new equipment to use for you guys, up the quality of these videos. So anything you can give is greatly appreciated, and thank you so much to those of you who do. All right, guys, so we're gonna get started in our quad set. We're gonna use those big muscles first, so then the next 2 sets, when we transition to upper body and core, our body's super warm, already churning and burning and ready to work. Not the same effect you get with the smaller muscles. So it's good to start with the big muscles first, get that body super lit up, and then when we move into the smaller muscles, our body's already warm, fired, and ready, okay? So you're gonna need your sturdy chair for sure. And then make sure, if you happen to be in a small space to work out like I am, make sure that you either have a place you can set your chair off to the side, or just make sure your space is big enough that you can leave your chair and do the next exercise. So we've got 3 total exercises. 2 will use the chair. We're gonna do split squats. If you know split squats, go ahead and start setting that up. And then we're gonna do a bear squat. So one of the things with split squats, it does take a minute to get yourself set up. So once you get set up, it's kind of nice to just be able to leave your setup and not have to get back into that every time. So if you have the space to be able to kind of set up your chair, set up your spacing for your split squat, and do the bear squat on the side, that is ideal. I'm not sure I have that option, but I'm gonna give it a try. So I'm gonna grab a quick drink of water, check on the video, and then we'll get set up for everything. Woo-hoo! Good morning, Caroline. I'm so glad you're here. So glad you're here. And I'm so glad you're gonna have sore quads with me again when I see you on Monday. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get our chair set up for split squat. I'm gonna sort of set my chair and then come peek at the video again and just make sure that you can see a little bit of the chair. It doesn't need to be the primary focus, but I do like you to see kind of where my foot is on the chair. So, all right, beautiful. So, split squats, you have the choice to add a weight or 2 weights to your split squat if you need to. For me, split squats with still rebounding and always battling knee issues, usually with split squats, I don't need to add any additional weight. Usually it's plenty challenging for me. But you are welcome to add. I have added before. I'm probably not going to today. But I do want you to grab one, either small weight or a book, something you have close by, and we're just going to use that to mark our front foot for our split squat. And then hopefully you're in a place where you can just leave that weight, and then you're kind of marked off for your split squat going forward for the next 2 sets. So split squat, we're going to stand, feet hip width apart, and then we're going to kick one leg back onto the chair. So from here, you want to be able to, oh goodness, that's not a good sign for my balance. You want to be able to squat, really hyper bend this knee really close while keeping this knee over this ankle. And then once you sort of find that, then you can mark it with your weight. I feel like mine needs to move just a little bit more. There we go, that feels good. Yeah, so then you can mark it with your weight there. Sorry, I'm turning my back to the camera. Mark your weight, and then you know on the other side, most of our legs are a little bit different in length, but you know that you'll be close. And then you can leave that, and each time we come back to this exercise, you don't have to go through all that setup again. You can just walk right back to it. So we're gonna do split squats, left and right, and then we're gonna do bear squats. My nose is stuffy this morning. I can't breathe through my nose really well, so I'm out of breath just talking to you guys. All right, guys, so let's get set up. Again, if you want weights, you would hold one weight in each hand down by your side, okay? So we're gonna go for 12 of these. Get set up. Now, we want to keep our chest nice and tall. We're gonna do split squats on our back body class 2, but we're gonna change our upper body position for when we do back body to transition the work to the glutes. Since we're doing front body today, we want our chest tall, and that's going to help transition the work to our quads. So really focus on keeping that chest tall. Feel your hips, make sure your hips are in line, left to right, front to back, and then we lunge. 1, 2, drive through that back heel. 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice I've got this really deep bend in my back leg. 7. So we don't want to be in like a runner's lunge where our back leg is almost straight. 8. We want that really deep bend. 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. So for me, I mean, if you think about it, your body weight is pretty darn heavy. So for me, by the time I get to 12, I'm pretty fatigued. I don't feel like I need to put any extra weight in my hands. All right, guys. So let's get set up for the other side. Again, it might take a little bit of trial and error. Check out those hips. See where you are. Take maybe a little test. Weird, my foot's really different on this side, which is telling me something is really tight in my body right now. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Chest tall. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Woo! All right. I just knocked over my little Bucky. This is like our little game. Charlie hides my little Bucky on my set here somewhere. All right, guys, so we've got bear squat. I'm gonna come down to hands and knees. I think I should have room to show you guys here. I'm just gonna kind of strategically set up. And I think I can move my weight. I've actually made a scuff on my mat right where that weight would be. So we're gonna come to hands and knees. Tabletop position. Roll those shoulders back, chest shines forward. We're gonna tuck our toes underneath, and then we hover our knees. From here, we sit back towards our heels. So notice my booty is really low. I'm sitting onto my heels. Push forward, okay? So you want to be as low as you can. Now, for some people, if you have knee pain, or if this is really difficult, you might not be able to get your booty back to your heels. Just get it close. What I don't want to see is this, where you start kind of rocking your heels back too. So still keep your feet nice and bent and come back as low as you can. All right, guys, let's do it. Lift those knees, strong hands. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, keeping those knees right in line with those hips. Don't let them flare out to the side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Come on up. Whew. Can already feel it. So when we're doing those bear squats, you want to keep those knees, so pretend I'm sitting back into my bear squat, right in line with your hips. It's easy to kind of let them flare when you come back. And when you let them flare, it takes the work out of those quads. So if you're doing a bear squat and you're like, oh, this is easy, you might be letting those knees flare out, and that's going to change the exercise. All right, I'm going to take a quick look at the video just to make sure nobody has any questions, and then we'll fly through the next 2 rounds. All right. I know split squat's a crazy one, so I just like to make sure everybody is all good with those. All right, let's get ourselves set up. Again, I had to move my weight, so I'm going to do a little test run here. Good. All right. Get everything set, hips even. We go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure you're keeping that hip in alignment. Don't let it kick out to the side. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wonderful. All right. Switch to the other side. Whew. All right. So again, check that alignment before we get started. Let's go. 1. You guys, there's definitely no harm, especially if balance isn't a strong point for you. That's something you're working on. To keep your hand on the wall and kind of trace the wall. That will help with your balance for sure. Pick something that's not moving. 9, 10, 11, 12. Man, they're just one of my favorite exercises because it's so intense, so focused. Woo. All right, bear squat. Let's get yourself set. You know, tucking those toes under and that nice strong tabletop. Now something I tend to do when I'm in tabletop or plank is kind of round my shoulders and look down. I want you to really think about looking forward and out and let that chest shine forward through your hands, through your arms. All right, guys, tuck those toes, lift those knees, push back. 12, 11, 10, knees facing forward. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, coming straight back. Don't lean to one side or the other. 2, 1. Whew. Bring it up. So that's another thing with bear squat. When you're pushing back, make sure you're pushing straight back. So if your heels are coming all the way back, or your glutes are coming all the way back to your heels, and you're actually feeling your glutes tap your heels, you should feel left cheek, right cheek hit kind of left foot, right foot. If you're feeling more like you're leaning, like I'm only tapping my left, then kind of take a few practices, look at what you're doing. You want to come straight back, not shift to one side or the other. All right, I'm gonna grab a quick drink of water. We'll finish the set up. All right. Split squat. One more time, guys. Give yourself one kind of practice. Make sure your foot's where it needs to be. Whew. All right. We'll go in 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chest tall. 5. Tail long. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, man, oh man. Also, guys, one more tip. When you get to the top, make sure that you are extending your planted leg at the top. Now, I don't mean you're locking your knee out. Just make sure that you're fully straightening that leg, not leaving a little bend. When you straighten that leg, you get one more little bonus squeeze on that quad muscle. All right, guys, step it back. One little test run. Beautiful. All right. Let's do it, guys. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. All right, I'm gonna move my chair out of the way since it cramps me a little bit, but if yours is fine, don't waste the extra effort. All right. Bear squats. Last round. Hands and knees, and then again, you can see it automatically when I get in the hands and knees. I'm kind of rounded and looking down. So, look out and down just a little bit. Shine that chest through your arms. Tuck your toes, lift your knees. Let's go. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Come on up. Whew. So that's the end of set 1. Got 2 more sets to go. Let's catch your breath. Whew. I said I'm having a little trouble with my breath today, so maybe you're not as winded as I am, but maybe you are. Like I said, when we use those big muscles, it really gets our body going. And for me, early in the morning, this isn't early, I know, but in the morning is not a time when my body's really used to it either. So, like I said, maybe you're not quite as winded as me, but maybe you are. Either way, you are good. Got a great sweat going. So that's the end of our quad set. We don't need our sturdy chair anymore. So you can move that out of your space if it's in your way. Catch some water. I'm gonna let my breath calm down a little bit more before we move to the next set. Where we are going from here, we're not getting started yet. I just want you to be able to kind of pick out your weights. So we're gonna do an alternating bench press. We're gonna do chest fly. And we're gonna do a narrow chest press. That'll be one weight with alternating leg lifts. So we're gonna throw some core in with that. So bench press, you know, I'll tell you kind of my range is that bench press is usually medium creeping towards heavy for me. Chest fly is usually a solid medium to light if I had to go a different direction. And then the narrow chest press, that's gonna be one pretty heavy weight, okay? So that's what you're looking at today for that set. If you have a bench, or if you wanna use a stability ball, those are things that you can use for your bench press and your chest fly. And if you have a bench, you could also use it for the narrow chest press with the leg lift, but you cannot use the ball for that one, okay? So if you're using a ball, you'll have to get rid of it for the third. I think I'm gonna give it a shot and try using the ball since we're not on a timer. All right, so I'm gonna grab my weights. Let's see. Chest fly. So if you're gauging, if you're someone who gauges off the instructor, chest fly, I use 12s, and that's kind of my recent kind of upward movement. I've used 10s for a long time. For bench press, I'm using 15. I could probably use 17 and a half. And then for that narrow chest press, I'm gonna try 20. I can maybe even do 25, but I'm gonna start with 20 just to see, because that's not what I do too often. So I'm gonna check on the video, and I'll meet you right back here. All right, grab my ball here. All right, I feel like I can breathe again. So I'm gonna be a little bit of ways towards the camera, just so I have room to move and not knock over my awesome pumpkins. So I'm gonna be a little close to the camera side, but I think I should be just fine. So we're gonna start with alternating bench press. So if you're using the ball, I think it's a good practice to go ahead and put those weights on your knees or set them on your chest and then push up onto the ball. So you don't get up on the ball and then have to sort of reach and grab these heavy weights and pull something. So alternating bench press, there's no trick to it. We're doing bench press just like we normally would. If you're on the ball, make sure your feet are firmly on the floor, that you're pushing your hips up to the ceiling, and you're squeezing those glutes. Same goes if you're on the bench. If you're on the floor, you'll just be flat on the floor in a bridge position, but with your hips on the floor. So just knees bent, whole back, whole neck, whole head on the floor. All right, so we got our weights over our chest, and we're gonna alternate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're coming at about a 45-degree angle out of our shoulder. So we are not straight out of our shoulder. 8, we're not up here. We're down. 9, no, that's 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, going to 24, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, last one, 24. Bring those weights to your chest. If you're coming off the ball or the bench to change weights, set those weights down, and then you'll grab the next set. If you're on the floor, again, your body will be in this position, just your whole back is going to be flat on the floor. All right, chest fly. Let's grab your weights for chest fly. Again, weights to our chest, and then we drive up through our feet. So the benefit of being on the bench versus being on the floor is that you can take your extension of your chest just a little bit further. If you're on the floor, you're stopped at the height of the floor. If you're elevated, you have more room to extend that muscle. So that's the benefit. It doesn't hurt anything to be on the floor. It just limits your range of motion a little bit. All right, we've got our hands over our chest. We've got our elbows flared, like we have our arms around a barrel or a beach ball. And then our arms stay in that position. And we open. We still have that bend. Squeeze those shoulders behind you. Open that chest and then squeeze that chest close. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got to move just a little. I'm hitting my pumpkins. 5. Nope. Sorry guys, you keep going. I've got to adjust. 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. All right. Sorry about that miscue a little bit. I was bonking my pumpkins, and the last thing I want to do is knock one of those over. So, all right, guys. So now we're going to do our narrow chest press with our leg lift. So, I'm going to grab that one heavy weight. You can do this on a bench, but not on a ball. So if you've been on the ball, go ahead and come off of it. Come down to the floor. So, now that we're here, I'm going to break it down for you. So narrow chest press, we hold the one weight, long ways over our chest. Then we come straight down, bend those elbows, and then we squeeze back up to the top. Down and up. So how does that work with our leg lift? We're going to lift, and then as we come down, we drop one leg, lift up. One leg, lift up. So that's how we're going to flow that narrow chest press. We're going to do a total of 12, okay? All right, lift, engage that lower belly nice and tight, plug those shoulders down. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, almost there, 2, 1. Beautiful. So we're getting some ab work in while we're working our chest. All right, guys, so that's our flow. We're going to go through that 2 more times. I'm going to do just a little bit of adjustment. I seem to be kicking something every direction I go. So I'm going to make just a little adjustment here. All right. That's the problem with big movements in a small space. All right. So let's see here. I'm going to rearrange there and here. Okay. So for those of you who are not using the ball, I can give you a better visual of what we're doing here. So on the bench press, we're going to lay just like this, got our hips on the floor, everything's on the floor, knees bent. But what we can still do that I was doing on the ball, while we lose a little range of motion, we can still engage that shoulder behind us. So that has nothing to do with the ball. We can still engage that shoulder to bring the weight down and then squeeze that chest muscle to the top, okay? All right. Grab those bench press weights, up overhead, plug those shoulders into the ground, tighten that core. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And we're coming about a 45-degree angle out of our shoulder. Got 4 more, 2 each side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Set those weights down. And we've got our chest fly weight. I'm going to go ahead and come up for those. Move those bad boys out of the way. Bring it down for our chest fly weight. All right. I'm going to shimmy just a little further out. Hopefully you can still see me. All right, guys. Weights over our chest. And again, Just like with that bench press, we can engage behind our shoulders and then squeeze that chest up. 1. Keeping that bend in those elbows. 2. 3. And again, still coming about that 45-degree angle. 4. 5. Not right out of that shoulder. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. Beautiful. Set those down. I'm going to come on back up. And we've got our heavy weight for our leg lift, chest press. Now really be careful coming back with this one. So something else you can do is you can kind of set it on a knee and let your knee kind of help you kick it back. So just because it's a weight you can lift to do actual weight lifting doesn't necessarily mean it's a weight you should be throwing around and lifting in weird ways. So anytime you can use a little boost from another body part, always good practice. All right, weight over our chest. Legs come up. Engage that lower belly. Really pull it down and in. Let's go. 1. 2. Elbows nice and close to the body. 3. 4. 5. Weight comes down, leg goes down. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Last 2. 11. 12. Perfect. Bring that weight down. I like to just kind of roll it off to the side there. And we've got one more trip through. Whew. Catch your breath for just a second. If you need to stretch it out, I actually just did chest on Thursday, so my chest is like, hey, what are we doing? Why are we doing this again, huh? All right, guys, bench press. Weight. It's just not wanting to stay on its own. All right. Perfect. So bench press setup. Get yourself ready. Get yourself steady. Grab those weights. Neck nice and long. Shoulders down away from those ears. Weights over the chest. Let's go. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. As I'm sure you can tell, it's not really a break for the arm that you're not bench pressing. You're still holding that heavy weight. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. Last 4. 4. 3. 2. 1. Awesome, guys. Set those weights down. Whew. We got our chest flies coming up next. So I'm going to shimmy out a little further to the edge again here. So punch my mums. All right. So weights over that chest. Again, remember you're hugging that barrel or that beach ball. And then you stay that way. So you're opening to let it go, but then you're closing right back around the beach ball. Okay? All right. Chest and down, shoulders long, neck long. We open. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, squeeze that chest together. 2, last one. Perfect. Come on up one more time. We've got those leg lifts with a narrow chest press. All right. So again, I'm going to use my leg just to kick that weight back. All right. Weight over chest as much as you can. Try to plug those shoulders down. We all have that kind of forward fold, so we feel more comfortable with our shoulders rolled up. See if you can lower them down to the floor. You might have to reset every time to make it do that, but it's worthwhile if you think about it. I know there's a lot of things to think about, but that's something I've been working on. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, lower belly tight, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, last 2, 11, 12. Woo! My left leg was shaking trying to hold it up. And the split squats were kicking in, the split squat fatigue. Woo! All right, guys, come on up. We will be standing for our last set, so come on up whenever you're ready. Of course, we're taking a little break, so if you need to lay on the floor and kind of stretch your chest a little, please feel free. Whew. All right, so that was a full chest set with a little bit of core thrown in. So our next set's going to be a little bit of a grab bag because we're trying to hit everything at once and not spend a ton of time. We always try to keep everything in about an hour. So we're going to do biceps. Grab some water, and again, we're not getting started. Just want you to know where we're going so you can decide what weights you want to grab. So we're going to do bicep 21s. So that might make you adjust your bicep weight a little bit because sometimes 21s are a little too intense for your normal bicep weight. So bicep 21s, I'll go over it again when we get there. But why I say that is because we're going to do 7 from low to mid, 7 from mid to high, and then 7 full. So not only is that 21 reps, but it's also changing the cadence of your reps. So might need to lower your weight for your biceps, maybe, maybe not. Then we're going to do a scoop overhead press. So scoop overhead press, we have a 90-degree bend in our arms. We pull back just a little bit. We scoop up, we open, we close, we scoop back. Scoop, open. Again, I'll go all this in a little more detail. Just want you to know what we're doing so you can think about your weights. And then we're going to do a bent arm lateral raise with a press out. This is going to be on the lighter end for sure. So again, we're going to have a 90 bend. We're going to lift like a lateral raise. So just like when we lateral raise, same thing, but with a bent arm. We're going to press forward, pull it back, bring it down. Lateral raise, press forward, bring it back, then down. So that's going to be a lightweight. I'm talking like for me, I'm going to look at the 8s, but it's probably going to be 5s. I'm damn near certain it's going to be 5s. But I'm going to have the 8s available. So just kind of know, think about what weights you want. I'm going to check the video real quick, come back, grab my weights, and we'll get started. And now you know, right? I bet it's because of those drop sets that you were like, I can go heavier. I can do it. I love it. Congrats, Caroline. Yay. Awesome, awesome, guys. I love to hear those stories too. So if you're someone who works out with me and you never interact, you just do it privately at home, especially like you YouTube people, tell me. Like, I just love to hear that stuff. I think it's so cool to hear when we graduate. It's such a good feeling. All right, guys. So bicep 21s. Let's see. Let me grab. I know I don't need 20s for any of this. I have recently learned lately that I can go a little heavier in a lot of things. I just don't have some of the weights I need, unfortunately, for that, like those 17 and a halves and stuff. But I'm going to try my typical bicep weight for the 21s, the scoop overhead press. I'm going to try, I'm just going to sit out 15, 10s, 8s, and 5s and see where we go. 8s and 5s. All right, so bicep 21s. Again, we are going to do 7 from your lowest point to your middle. 7 here, and then 7 from middle to the highest point, and then 7 full reps. Okay, so if you haven't done those before, it's a bit of a game changer. Just be prepared. All right, so let's get set up. Let's do it. 7, 6, 5. Elbows in close to that body. 4, 3, 2, 1. 7, top to mid. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way down. 7 full. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Set it down. Yes. So I just learned my bicep curl I can do quite a bit heavier than I thought on regular sets. Not so much on the 21s. I'm at 15s on the 21s still, for sure. All right, guys, so we've got that scoop overhead press. Now, one thing I want you to pay attention to, so the scoop overhead press, we have our hands at 90s. We're going to pull back, scoop up, open up, again, not all the way, about 45, then close it, scoop it back. So the one problem area always is when we scoop, we tend to pull our shoulders up when we scoop. Keep those shoulders down. So your scoop isn't big. It's not about how far can I get my elbows back. That's not what it's about. It's just about a little pull back, a little pull forward. Just extending this muscle. Again, the better extension, the better contraction. So we want to extend it back a little bit to scoop it forward. So it's not a challenge of how far, how high can I get my elbows. It's not about that. It's about a little pull back to scoop forward, not here. Okay? All right. So I think I'm going to do it from the side for the first time because you can see a little better what the motion is. So we're here. We scoop back a little. Up. Open. Back. 9. Oh, no, wait, that would be 11. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. Pretty intense, huh? I feel it. 4. 3. 2. Last one. Yeah. Yeah. Those are a lot for sure. You're also still working a little bit of chest with those too when you close it up. That's a chest press. So we're still working some chest along with the scoop. That's the front of that shoulder. So we're really working the front of the shoulder and the chest. Now the next exercise, we're going to be working the lateral part of our shoulder and honestly a little bit of chest again and the front of the shoulder. So now we're going to be working both parts, okay? All right, I'm actually going to start with the lightest weight and then see if I need to go up, just because you guys know I have a really tender right shoulder. So to start too heavy, I could hurt myself or flare something up that I don't want to flare up. So for this, a lot of times there's some exercises that are safe to start too heavy because you're just going to know, you know, like a bicep curl, if it's too heavy, you're going to just go, no. So there's some exercises that I feel is definitely safe to start heavy and then back off. This one I would say start light, add on, okay? All right, so we've got that 90-degree bend again. Now we're gonna open to the side, stopping at that shoulder height. Keep our shoulders pinned back. Push forward, bring it back, lower it. So we are not lifting, rolling our shoulders and pulling back. We are lifting, pushing forward, our shoulders stay back, okay? All right, let's go. 11, 10. I think I might honestly be lighter than 5 if I could. 8, 7, 6, 5. I guess I also did do about 3 that I didn't count, huh? 4. So you should be feeling the top of the shoulder and the front of that shoulder. 3, 2. Last one. Whoa! Oh my. I hope you guys were feeling that too. That was like super intense and exactly where you want it to be. You know, that's always a cool feeling when you're like, I 100% feel this and this. And when you can kind of feel the transition, like feel this muscle work, and then when you change our position, feel the next muscle work, it's kind of cool. I'm a dork. Maybe it's not that cool. It's cool to me. All right, I'm going to pop my head around, check the video real quick, just to see if anybody has any questions, and then again, we'll fly through those last 2. Perfect. All right, guys. So we will pick up the pace now that we know what we're doing. So we've got those bicep 21s. 7. Bottom to mid. 6. 5. Elbows locked in. 4. 3. 2. 1. Top to mid. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. All the way down. 7 full. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Woo! Get you every time. All right. Scoop, overhead press. So, we do these from the side again. So remember, the scoop is not about being big. Don't shrug your shoulders. It's a little scoop back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm probably going to stop at 10, guys. 8, 9. I'm stopping at 10. 10. Woo! You guys can keep going. I'll pause. 11. And there's our Rizzo. And 12. Good job, guys. Yeah, I have to stop at 10 for sure. Oh, I don't necessarily want to drop my weights, but I could definitely not make it to 12 either. Hi, sweet girl. Hi. So happy you're here. Your friend Caroline's watching. She is. She's watching. All right, guys. So we got that lateral raise with a push. I'm going to do this one from the side also, just so kind of remind you about not rolling your shoulders forward. All right. 90-degree bend. Up. Push back. And down. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. I'm going to stop at 10 on this one too. 10. I'm going to stop at 10. You can keep going to 12. That was probably 11. And 12. Good job, guys. Again, 10 to 12 is kind of that money rep range for building strength and building muscle. There's different reps we can work at to get different results, but if you are just looking to build muscle, to tone, to shape, 10 to 12 is where you want to be. So that's why I've chosen to stop at 10. That was enough. All right, guys, we have got one last set, and we will be done. Give it just a little wiggle out. All right. Are we ready? All right, bicep 21s. Are we ready, Miss Reed? Yeah. Whew. All right, guys. Shoulders back and down. Nice open chest. Elbows in tight. We go bottom to mid. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Mid. High to mid. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. All the way down. 7 full. 7. Fight for it, guys. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. All the ugly faces. 1. Woo! Goodness gracious. All right. 1 to 3 down. Get the scoop. Overhead press. I'm debating if I need to go down. I think I'm going to try to stay where I've been. Whew. All right. Chest open. Take one more nice breath. Try to relax that neck. Bend. Scoop. 10. I know I'm not getting more than 10, so I'm starting at 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5, 4, 3, fighting for it, guys. Whew. 2, I can't even open for that last one. 1. Oh, I'll give you time if you want to do 2 more. Good work. And sometimes you just have to know when to fold them, right? I tried to open that left arm. I could barely open it without the weight. I tried to open that left arm and it was like, no, it's not a thing we're doing. All right, guys, so we are going to do that last bent arm lateral raise with the press. I'm not going to lie, I have fatigue. So I'm going to start at 1 and just go as far as I can. And we'll see where we get. I don't have any lighter than 5, so I guess I could just put the weights down, right? Definitely an option. Okay, so lateral raise with that press. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keeping their shoulders back. Don't let them roll forward. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, last one, 12. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, guys. That's it, done. Oh my goodness. All right, so I've discovered that was a killer combination of exercises. Good job, me. All right, guys, well, I hope you enjoyed just another take on how we can look at our body, how we can divide up our work, how we can put new focus on things. So today was a little different. We worked the whole front half of the body versus incorporating the back half of the body. So is there a big method behind that as far as like, oh, you benefit from working all the front and all the back separately? No, there is not anything that I know of that's like a known benefit, but it is a way, again, just to change up your workouts, to look at something different and to put focus in different areas, right? So just another twist on a great way to work out. That's what we're looking at today. Nothing too complicated, nothing too special, just a new way to look at things. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I feel like my arms are gonna fall off. So we're really looking forward to my Monday upper body class with you, Caroline. So guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had a great time with this workout. I hope that you felt as challenged as apparently I have felt today. And remember, guys, please like, share, subscribe, participate on social media any way that you can. And if you do, I thank you for it. Most people have privacy settings where I can't see who shared it. I can see it was shared, but I can't see who did it. So I can't thank you personally, but thank you for those who do. And thank you for those who give. Venmo at Strong Style Fit is a reminder. I know I say it all the time, but it is the only payment I receive for these classes. So I greatly appreciate those of you who give. You guys have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you in a few days for the back body boot camp, where we'll do some similar exercises, but just change our position a little bit to kick in that back body. You guys take care. Mwah.